Okay, kids, today's story is Through Georgia's Eyes, written by Rachel Rodriguez and illustrated by Julie Patchkis. Through Georgia's Eyes. Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, 1887. Georgia's first memory. She will always remember these colors and the brightness of light all around. Soon, Georgia runs and plays games with her brothers and sisters. Her father gives her sweets and plays Irish tunes. Her mother reads stories and cares for the younger children. Everyone works hard on the farm. Georgia roams the prairie. The trees and land keep her company. Pencil and sketch pad comfort her. She discovers she likes to be alone. Seasons melt into seasons on her family's farm. Georgia struggles to show on paper what she sees. At 12, she takes painting lessons. She tells her friend, "I am going to be an artist." But in 1899, only boys become artists. A girl wishing to be one is scandalous. Georgia sees life differently. She paints and paints. Hours pass without notice. She wonders if she can achieve her dream. She walks around a lake and hikes into the woods. Everywhere she looks, shapes hum and sing to her. At art school, brushes and canvas become her language. Paint speaks for her. Watercolor and oil are her words. For a time, Georgia lives in the city. She walks through canyons of concrete. She misses the outdoor world. The sun steals a bite from a skyscraper. The faraway place, open sky and land, calls to her. The wideness and wonder of the world amaze Georgia. She wants to share this magic with others. Flowers delight her. She paints them as giants. People stop to stare. Georgia's flowers make them feel like tiny butterflies flitting through the universe of her garden. She moves to Ghost Ranch in New Mexico. Red hills, cliffs, silence, and the far away surround her. In the desert, she discovers extraordinary things, skulls. The bones don't frighten Georgia. To her, they are alive and strong. Their beauty astounds her. Georgia expresses feelings in her own way. Words work, but for her, the color blue says it better, or red, or a seashell, a pale bone, sunset. The trees and hills whisper their secrets. They are friends, always there for her. A canyon calls her. From the bottom at dusk, she sees a long line of cows above, black lace against a dusky sky. She hikes at dawn. She climbs a ridge. The land enchants her. A range of hills is a mile of elephants with white sand at their feet. Sometimes her chow-chow tags along. He hops around rocks and chases antelope. They float ahead of her yelping dog. Georgia follows them. She breathes in the dawn. A sea of sage covers the plain before a mountain, like waves lapping against a shore. Sometimes she climbs a ladder to her roof. The moon rises above. Beneath a giant canvas of inky night and silvery stars, Georgia dreams. Even now, Georgia can show you the world as she sees it. Open your eyes and walk along. See the colors? Do you hear the shapes singing? No need to hurry, lean in. Look closer, closer still. There, the wideness and wonder of the world. The end. All right, kids. Our third and final Georgia O'Keeffe book is Georgia in Hawaii, When Georgia O'Keeffe Painted What She Pleased. Written by Amy Novsky and illustrated by Yuyi Morales. Whole lot of flowers. Georgia in Hawaii. Oh, there's a big boat. After 5 days at sea, Georgia O'Keeffe arrived on a green island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. She was greeted with silver coins and leis of plumeria, wild ginger, and crown flower. Aloha, Georgia! It was February 1939, and the Hawaiian Pineapple Company had invited the famous artist to tour Hawaii. They wanted her to create 2 paintings to promote the delights of pineapple juice. Georgia visited the pineapple fields soon after her arrival on the island of Oahu. She found the sharp and silvery fruit quite strange and beautiful. She wanted to live nearby so she could study it up close. But the Pineapple Company would not let her. Only workers lived near the fields, they said. Georgia protested that she was a worker too and could live wherever she wanted. The company refused to allow it. Instead, they presented her with a pineapple. Georgia was disgusted. She did not want to paint the fruit now that it had been picked, and she would not let anyone tell her what to paint. Despite the pineapple trouble, Georgia started her tour. She flew to the island of Maui. There she stayed on an old sugar plantation at the edge of a rainforest and carried a paper umbrella when it rained. In a borrowed banana wagon, she drove the tightly winding mountain roads. Georgia went where she wanted, when she wanted. And Georgia painted. Georgia painted waterfalls and green pleated mountains, lava hardened into fantastic shapes, and delicate feathered fish hooks that she collected like seashells. And Georgia painted the blue, blue sea. Next, she traveled by steamer to the big island of Hawaii, where she admired volcanoes that rose thousands of feet into the sky. She walked on black sand beaches reached only by boat and studied a rare piece of red coral. She met the local cattle ranchers. These Hawaiian cowboys showed her their gardens. And Georgia painted flowers, bird of paradise and philodendron, footlong heliconia and fragrant plumeria, torch ginger and silvercup, lotus and hibiscus. She painted a nana hanua that she'd picked by the side of the road. It reminded Georgia of her favorite desert flower, the jimson weed. In Kauai, her last stop, Georgia visited with local artists. She stayed at the seaside home of a former Hawaiian queen near Kaloa, a small mill town surrounded by fields of wild sugarcane. Soon she was used to the scent of burning sugar in the air. Georgia was even starting to look like an island girl. But too soon, Georgia's Hawaiian tour was over. It was now April and time for her to return home. From the deck of an elegant ocean liner, Georgia watched the green islands grow smaller and smaller until it was just her and the sea and the sky. Georgia had created nearly 20 paintings of Hawaii, but she had not painted a pineapple. Instead, she gave the Hawaiian Pineapple Company paintings of a heliconia flower and a papaya tree. They were not happy. They wanted a pineapple. Georgia was not happy either. She was not going to be told what to paint. But then she thought about Hawaii and all that it had given her. She decided to give the company what they wanted. 36 hours later, a Hawaiian pineapple arrived at Georgia's penthouse in New York City, though Georgia didn't need it. When she closed her eyes, she could still see Hawaii and its sharp and beautiful fruits. And Georgia painted a pineapple. The end. Now let's go finish our Georgia O'Keeffe inspired pictures.